So thank you guys for making time for this webinar this evening. So the topic of today's session is Bitsgap. So for those of you that don't know, Bitsgap is an automated trading facility. They actually provide a number of different services. The two main services that they provide is arbitrage, and then obviously grid trading. So we're not going to be talking about arbitrage on this call today, but we are going to be talking exclusively about the grid trading strategy, right? So again, this is kind of more or less a movement from our business away from third-party platforms. As you would have remembered from the last time that we connected on the company call a few weeks ago, David and I shared the vision where we were planning on moving away from any kind of system where we're not in control of our funds, and we're looking to kind of just get some autonomous options so that we're always in control of our coins. So this is one of the first opportunities that came across our desk. So we have actually noticed that there are a number of people that are really successfully using this system, and as we will see later on in the session, it's such an easy and simple system to use, and the returns are fairly attractive as well. So so obviously, look, the main purpose of today is to explain how to set this up. But before I do that, I just wanted to kind of spend a bit of time on the actual website. So as you can see over here, Bitsgap is a trading platform. Sorry, Conrad, if you're still there, can you please maybe just, I'm going to actually unmute you, Conrad, as well. Cool. Can you just accept that? Okay, cool. So Conrad, just maybe just scroll down a bit on this homepage quickly. Okay, so yeah, so if you guys want to actually read about the services that they provide, so as I mentioned, they've got trading bots. They also provide signals. Signals are probably more for the more experienced traders. So they'll give you a potential entry to make some money if you're actually a kind of person that actually enjoys watching the charts and trading by yourself without any bots. This service also does that as well. And then obviously, as I mentioned, also they also provide arbitrage. Sorry, just scroll down a bit more for me, Conrad. Continue scrolling. Okay, this is an important part. Go up, please up. So this system, it connects with an API into the exchange. So as you can see, there's over 25 cryptocurrency exchanges that this system will work with. For the purposes of this demonstration, we're just going to be focusing on the Binance integration. But I'm assuming that each and every single one of these platforms, when it comes to setting up an API and connecting an API, it basically follows the same process. So just for this purpose, we're going to be just going through the Binance option. Okay. Scroll down, please. Scroll down. Okay, that's it. Okay, Conrad, please go through to the pricing tab.
Pricing tab. Yeah.
It is Friday evening, and just in case anybody's wondering, that's not brandy and Coke, but anyway. Okay, so guys, when you join Bitsgap, they're going to give you 14 days, a 14-day trial on the Pro package. Okay, the Pro package has got all the bells and whistles, and I think they just kind of want to give you a flavor of the full capability of their platform. There's probably like so much stuff on the. I mean, you guys can just go and review and have a look at this after the call. But there's a lot of features on the Pro plan, probably more stuff than what most of us actually need. So my plan is just scroll up a tiny bit, please, Conrad. So my plan is the moment that my 14-day trial expires, which is in about a week's time, I'm gonna basically go along with the basic plan. Okay. But look, you don't need to do that immediately. I think they are going to give you a period of 2 weeks to basically test it out and see how it goes. Okay.
Cool.
So Conrad, have you set up your Bitsgap account yet?
No, I haven't, sir.
Okay, that's great. You want to just click on the sign up button, please, buddy?
Okay.
Okay, just go ahead and sign up.
Okay.
Okay, fantastic. That's pretty fast. Okay. I'm not sure if this system actually requires a 2FA. I know some people like putting 2FA on everywhere. You know, I normally only put 2FA on kind of critical places like exchanges and wallets and that kind of stuff, and platforms when we used to use platforms. But yeah, not necessarily a requirement for that. So okay, so we're going to log into the system now. Right. There we go. So obviously, look, the first thing as you're going to see is there's a warning on top saying that you're not connected to one of the exchanges, right? So it's going to ask you to connect to at least one of the exchanges. Let's go ahead and do that. Oh, sorry, before we do that, as you can see on the top, there's a couple of options there. There's the signals, the arbitrage. Once you connect it to your Binance account, if you click on portfolio, it'll actually show you all of your coins and the values that you're holding. But yeah, so look, just wanted to let you know that you know, those are the different options on the menu. So just Conrad, please click through to the exchange. There we go. There you go.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're going to add an exchange. Okay. So from the first drop-down box on top, where it says exchange, just select Binance. There we go, Binance. Okay, right. So you'll see here it's asking you for two pieces of information. It's asking you for your API key, and it's also asking you for your secret key, right? So we need to actually connect. Well, we first need to create an API on our Binance account. So for those of you that are not familiar with that term API, it basically stands for Application Protocol Interface. That's just a very fancy way of saying it's a connection into a system, right? So that's all that we're doing. We're creating a connection, a secure connection into our Binance account. And with this connection, you're giving Bitsgap, the Bitsgap portal, you're giving them authorization to open and close trades on your behalf inside of your Binance account. Okay, so it's very important, guys, that you do not actually share the API key and the secret key for anybody. Because obviously once they've got that, then they can, you know, kind of interact with your account. So please do definitely keep that that piece of information confidential. So before we go across to Conrad's Binance, I just want to let everybody on the call know, and obviously this is going on to YouTube, that prior to this call, we've actually already created an API for Conrad. So what we're going to do now is we're going to create a dummy API, and that's not the actual API that we're going to be using. After we've created the dummy API, Conrad's going to connect the system to his actual API, and he's got those details. You know, and during that time, I'm just going to turn off the screen. So Conrad, please go ahead and go to Binance, please. Okay, Binance. Okay,
Right.
so do me a favor, just go to the home page. I just want to actually take them through the process. Okay, Binance. So once you're in Binance on the home page, okay, so in order to get to set up your API, you'll see there's a little round icon in the top right. So if you hover over there, you'll see that there's a couple of menu options. The third menu option from the top is called API management. So just go ahead and click that. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and click create API. So just go ahead and click that. So you can just give your API name. So in this instance, just please call it Bitsgap dummy. Bitsgap dummy. Okay, right. So the moment you press create API, unfortunately, it's going to ask you to authenticate yourself. As I mentioned, you know, once you've got the API, you can do whatever you need to do on the exchange. So it's obviously very important that this is secured and locked down properly. Okay, so just give Conrad a moment. He's just going to authenticate himself so that we can create the API. So just in case you guys haven't actually properly secured your exchange accounts, again, when it comes to managing our crypto, it's always important just to be as cautious and as safe as possible. So please always make sure that wherever it's possible, when you're dealing with your crypto, to make sure that your account has got the adequate or appropriate levels of security on it. Okay. Submit. Perfect. Okay, so there we go. So just do me a favor, please, Conrad. Just scroll. There we go. So as you can see, the dummy API that we've created, you'll see that there's an API key there. So you'll need to copy that and paste that in the section where it says API key on Bitsgap. So we're not going to do this. I'm just going to talk you through it. And then where it says secret key, you're going to copy and paste that where it says secret key, right? So at this point in time, I'm just going to, you could just stop the sharing on your side, Conrad. There we go. And then if you don't mind, Conrad, just going ahead and finishing that process with the details of the API that we created before the call.
Sure. 1 second.
That's fantastic.
Okay, done.
Okay, cool. So just
I'm
share your screen
sharing
again. Okay, fantastic. Okay, awesome. So just one thing I wanted to point out, just go back to your Binance quick, Conrad, don't mind. Click on the spot wallet, please, on top.
Spot wallet on top. Okay.
So you go wallets, spot fiat. Okay, so just pause there for a second after this loads up. So you'll notice that Conrad has got approximately $621 balance. So if you go back to Bitsgap quickly, so you'll see over here that his balance is actually sinking through on the API. So that the moment you see the balance there, that means that your your account has been successfully linked. Okay, so that's the first part of the setup. That's probably the most complicated part of the setup. So now we're going to go and activate the bot. So Conrad, please click on the bot's menu option on the top.
Oh, bot menu.
Here we go. Thank you. Right. Okay, so the first thing that we need to do, guys, is we need to select the coin. Select the coin that we want to. Sorry, just give me a second here. Yeah, we want to select the coin that we're going to trade. So if you could just scroll down for me a bit, please, Conrad. Scroll down. Okay, scroll down, but okay, down. So here you can see. We just stop there, right? So here you can see all of the coins that are listed, right? Of course, I think everybody wants, the best possible return. But the one thing, and I have actually mentioned this a few times on the Telegram group, was that even though some of the coins actually have a very attractive return, you're actually buying what people in the cryptocurrency community call shit coins, right? So shit coins is just basically these fly-by-night altcoins that are highly speculative, probably don't have a lot of utility, which is usefulness, and probably don't really have a good long-term viability. So what you need to understand about this trading bot is that this trading bot is it's a strategy to accumulate more coins. So what you should be doing is, even if you're not getting such a fantastic return on a pair that you're going to select, you should always kind of plan to accumulate coins that you don't mind holding in the long term. Okay, because basically as this bot works, it's going to be buying and selling positions on the pair that you're buying, and then therefore it's going to be accumulating these coins. So if you involved in some kind of a shit coin or some kind of a obscure altcoin, eventually you're just going to be wasting your time, because you're going to be accumulating a coin that could actually just go to zero, or that could just really go down. So my approach would be to select a coin with a medium to large market cap, and a coin with a very, very strong with strong fundamentals, right? So a coin that's actually got a real life use case. So I've got two bots open. The first coin that I've got is Blockstack. Blockstack is a smart contract solution for Bitcoin. I think that really does have a lot of promise, because smart contracts are, like, quite popular these days, and there's really a big future and a big use in the future for smart contracts. So I just see that if you can kind of mix smart contracts with Bitcoin, I think there's going to be something that's going to come from that. So that was my thinking around the first bot that I bought, which was for Blockstack and Bitcoin. And the second bot that I actually activated last night was for VeChain and Ethereum, which actually has got a good return, even though that they actually are really, really good coins. Also got one of the top returns. So if you see over there, Conrad, VETETH, just go ahead and click on that one. Okay, and just scroll up for me. Okay, right. So let's just maybe go from the top to the bottom here. So you see the strategy that you need to follow. Don't worry about that. There are different strategies. The strategies that we have been told to use is the S-bot strategy. As you can see, it's linked to your Binance exchange. As per the homepage, this particular system has the ability to integrate with a lot of different exchanges, with about 25 different exchanges. So if you had multiple exchanges, you could probably do it concurrently. And then obviously it tells you the amount that you're going to be investing, which is the amount that's in Conrad's Binance wallet. So just scroll down a bit for me, a bit more. Okay, so over here, it's basically telling you that you don't have enough money, right? You don't have enough Ethereum in your wallet to actually start the bot, right? So what this means is that, Conrad, just go to the chart, scroll up and go to the chart. So you'll see here that, in fact, Conrad, just give me control over your PC, okay? And I could just navigate here if you don't mind. Okay, fantastic. Right. Okay, good. So, so as you can see here, what the system does is that it looks for the top and it looks for the bottom of a coin as a coin is trading in time, and it divides that range into a number of horizontal grids. Okay, and those horizontal grids represent buying and selling instructions. Okay, so as the coin moves, you're just going to be buying and selling. So it's just that's where the strategy gets its name. It's called the grid trading strategy. So of course, the finer that your grid is, the more buying and selling instructions that you set up in your strategy, the more you're going to benefit and profit. But on the downside is the more grids that you create on your strategy, the more money that you need, because you're basically putting in orders for all of these potential positions that you're going to be opening. So what the algorithm does is that it finds a bottom for you, it finds a top for you, which you can also modify, and I'll do that now in a second. But then it also tells you the optimum amount of grids to put onto your strategy. So on this particular pairing, which is VeChain and Ethereum, this is the one that Conrad's going to get. It's the same one that I've got as well. The system has recommended that you get 107 grids. Right, so with 107 grids, you need about 1.6 Ethereum. Right, so obviously we don't have 1.6 Ethereum; we've got slightly less. So we'll probably have to just play around with this number until we get the right number there. Okay. 35. Okay, so Conrad, look, I'm actually not suggesting that you go for this pair, because based on your balance, right, it's actually saying that you can only afford 20 grids. So what that means is that it's not going to be an optimal strategy for you, because you'll see that the gap between these grids is very big. So you actually need almost a very big movement in order for you to actually get the opportunities to trade, right?
Okay.
Okay. And
I saw
that's
35
purely,
also worked just before you changed to the 20.
What's that?
I say
35.
35 also worked, I think, just before you change to the 20.
Okay, let's have a look here. 35.
Give it a sec. Oh, okay. Well, sorry,
Okay.
my bad.
No, it's fine. Okay, so look, let's go ahead and maybe choose something else. Okay, so you've already got Ethereum in your wallet, so we'll have to kind of go with one of the Ethereum pairs. Let's actually have a look here because these are just recommended strategies. Let's see if there's something else here that catches our eye quickly. Let's have a look here. XLM, Cardano, Link. Link's not a bad coin to have. It's got a huge market cap. Neither is Cardano. Cardano is pretty good as well. I don't know about this particular coin in NEBL. Let's go ahead and have a look anyway, if you don't mind, Conrad.
Go for it.
Coin. So guys, I'm also just going to show you my method around, identifying good coins. And also just this is purely my approach. I know some people have a different approach, but generally speaking, I don't pay too much attention to the fundamentals. As a trader, my strategy is just to basically trade volume and trade momentum. That's all that I'm looking for, because when it comes to altcoins, I don't really want to be in them for the super long run. I probably just would like to be in there for the medium run. And in the medium run, particularly in the bull market that we're in now, I mean, if you get a good medium cap altcoin, I mean, you can go 2x, 3x, 5x very quickly. A good example is with Unicoin. Unicoin 3 weeks ago, I think it was sitting on about $6. It's now $14. So if you get the right altcoin, and you can see that the momentum is shifting, there's some good opportunities in the short term as well. NEB, Nebula, this one here, right? So let's have a look here, right? Okay, so we've got a market cap of 14 million. That's pretty small. Let's have a look at what this picture looks like. Yeah, that's not bad. It's actually not bad. I'm gonna go back to Bitsgap.
Wait, while you're looking, you
Yes.
check out GRT as well, graph.
I
think that's
beg your pardon?
GRT, graph.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's have a look.
I think it's a pretty good coin, that one.
GRT, huh?
Yeah.
GRT. Did you notice the GRT Ethereum pair there?
Yeah, it was there. It was in the list.
Okay. Well, look, this does look quite good, because it's in the top 100 at least. Very big market cap, 704 million. I'm not sure if you guys can see that. A lot of volume being traded. Yeah, this does look. Let's have a look here. Yeah, the only problem I've got with this is it's pretty pedestrian, because we're actually in a bull market, and there's been very little pump, So for me, that basically means that there's not really a lot of talk left, unless something fundamentally changes, So I'm just going to admit some more people here quickly. But let's go back to Bitsgap quickly. Conrad, how do you feel about Cardano and Ethereum? Because those are both great coins to hold in the future. I mean, it might sound like I'm contradicting myself now, but if you come back to the fundamentals here, Cardano's got good fundamentals. They're about to launch their mainnet, so they're also going to be facilitating smart contracts. As you know, Ethereum is the second biggest coin in cryptocurrency. They say it's probably going to go to like 5,000 by the end of the year. Ethereum 2.0 is coming along. I think institutions are jumping onto Ethereum now. So Ethereum's a good long-term hold, And so so is Cardano. Okay, so let's go for Cardano quickly. Okay. Let's have a look quickly. Okay, so look, what I'm going to do is this actually telling you, this is telling me that the strategy needs 162 grids. And the reason is because it's actually pumped so high over the last few weeks. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the grid very slightly, because I can see that there's not much above here at this point, right? So all of that is actually wasted space, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this grid down here quickly. I'm just going to get just to the top of that little peak there. Okay, and then let's have a look and see. Okay, so that's actually fixed it up quite nicely. Let's just pull this across here quickly. Yeah, you see, it was just basically this fat finger event that happened here that's actually pushing everything up, you know. What is this? This is, okay, sorry guys, this is just, I'm just trying to actually find a good sweet spot for us to set the range. Okay, so I'm gonna set the range over here. Okay, so I think whatever happened down here was a bit of an exceptional event, a bit of a pump and a dump, and you know, this kind of looks like it's more or less the $900 mark. I know this is yeah. So let me just pull that up to about there. Let's see what it does. Okay, and then I'm gonna just tweak the amount of grids that we've got here. Let's go for 50. Let's see if we can do that. Go for 40. Let's see, let me get some more. Okay, I think that's all she wrote, right? So look, just to kind of show you exactly what I've done, just to recap the steps here. So we've selected a coin. It's a coin that we don't mind holding in the long run. We've had a look at the recommendation from the bot, and obviously what we've done is we've peaked the upper and the lower range. So I kind of see Ethereum trading in this zone over here. We don't necessarily need to extend the bot all the way down here and all the way up there, which is where we're seeing the the fat finger order over here. So if we set the top and the bottom over here, that should be perfectly fine. And that would obviously allow us to tighten the grid, which will give us a smaller range. And the last thing that we're going to do is over here, it says trailing up, right? Now what trailing up does is, my understanding of this, and if I'm wrong, please do correct me. My understanding around this is that as the coin trades, the grid would almost like dynamically shift up and down to actually kind of almost center itself around your options, which are the number of grids and the top and the bottom. Of course, if Ethereum dumps, 50% in one day, then anything below the lower price here is not going to be picked up. And obviously, Conrad, if that does happen, what we would need to do is you'd obviously need to come back into the system, stop the bot, and then cancel all the orders, and then basically restart it, and then you could just basically reset your your strategy. Okay.
Okay. Perfect.
Okay. Perfect. So that's what we're going to do, and this is also one last function I just want to actually explain to you. So this means that basically the gap between the grid is about 1%. So given the fact that cryptocurrency is pretty volatile and we see lots of movements, I'm pretty happy that this should actually give you a lot of trades as Ethereum moves throughout the day. So what we're going to do now is, based on our settings, which is the top over here, the bottom over there, and with your grids being 30 grids with 0.97% per grid, we're going to do a back test. Now, what a back test does is it takes your settings and it compares your settings to what happened in the past, and it will tell you exactly, what kind of a return that you should be getting, right? So just give that a second to run through. So yeah, so look, I think that's a pretty good result, Conrad.
Yes, definitely. Wow.
Yep.
I'm
Yeah,
happy
so
with that.
basically you're looking at about 5.7 per 7 days and about 24.37 if you apply the strategy, in the past, right?
That works for me as my first bot. I'm happy.
Awesome. Okay, so that's good. So this is good. I mean, look, this is pretty solid, right? So let's just think about this, right? You've got a bot that's going to give you 24%, 25% extra coins per month, and you're accumulating Ethereum, which is the second biggest coin in Bitcoin, and I think Cardano is number 9. So this is really a good solution. Okay. So all that we need to do is, once we've calibrated the bot, selected our coin, done some back testing, happy with the results, we just press start. Okay, so very important thing is, obviously this strategy is trading Ethereum and Cardano. So as we kind of seen in Conrad's wallet, we're only holding Ethereum at this point in time. So what the bot is telling you, that in order for us to start trading, because you need 50-50, like a split of 50-50 between both Cardano and Ethereum. In order for the bot to start, you need about 722 Cardano. So you're just basically giving the bot an instruction to purchase this amount of Cardano at the market rate. Okay, so I'm going to do that. And there you can see, you'll be a little pop-up here that should appear soon. Here we go. Your market order placed and filled, and then there your bot is active. Okay, fantastic. Okay, so guys, let me just maybe talk about these little stats that you got here on the bottom. You'll see over here in the next few days, you'll start to see some profit numbers occur here. This column over here, this is a pretty confusing column, right? Because this basically, for some reason, it converts whatever coins you have into US dollars, and it's tracking that amount as a percentage. So if altcoins are getting stronger relative to the US dollar, you'll see a negative number here, but that doesn't really matter because your bot's always going to be in profit and you actually are accumulating more of these coins, if you understand what I'm saying. And then obviously it's going to give you your daily return here as well. And then if you ever want to stop the bot, you can just click that button over there. That means just to basically pause the bot or stop the bot. Also, if you need to change any other parameters on the strategy, you can't do it on a live system. You need to stop the bot, and the moment it stops the bot, it's going to actually ask you to cancel all of your orders on the exchange. So you can go ahead and do that. You can tweak the settings, and then you can just restart the bot. Or you can even just choose a new coin if you're not happy with the result. Okay. And you can do that as many times and as often as what you want. Obviously, my suggestion is that you give this, you give this a good long while so that it can actually kind of start working for you. Okay. The last thing over here, this tab over here, if you come down to this balance tab, okay, so this is basically telling us what's in Conrad's wallet here. So you'll see over here, he's got, this much $300 worth of Ethereum currently in trade. And he's got 757 Cardano currently in trade. And then the one thing about this system, which is, I don't know, it's quite difficult to wrap your head around, is I'm not sure exactly how they do it, but it does work that way, is that this is actually a non-compounding system. So the amount of Ethereum and Cardano that Conrad has actually put into the bot won't actually change. So it'll always be 757 Cardano and this much Ethereum that's basically being traded between the pairs, and any kind of extra is accumulated in your wallet as profits, if you get what I'm saying. Okay.
So is there a way of restarting the bot at a higher value?
Yes, you can. Like if you want to actually take your profits and actually re-compound everything, I would say probably like every like maybe 2 or 3 weeks, have a look and see if your grid is actually still placed in the correct area. Sorry, let me just scroll up to the top here. Just come back here and check to make sure that the top of your grid and the bottom of your grid is in the right place, and also just to make sure that that you've got the correct amount of grids and all that other stuff. If the market has actually moved and you feel like you need to recenter your strategy or recenter your grid, you just come here and you would basically disable and stop the bot, and then you can actually kind of recalibrate it or choose a new one and start again. Okay. So that's basically it. The only other thing I wanted to show is, Conrad, just go across to your Binance, please.
Wes, can I just say something?
Yeah.
On the grid, on the settings there, you did set it to grid levels 30, wasn't it? It's changed to 29. Why is it changed to?
Good question. I don't know. Maybe as we just before we entered, maybe the value of Ethereum changed, and that actually affected the settings.
Okay.
Okay.
Went down slightly on the grid step as well.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Right. So I've got control here, right? Okay,
Yes.
so if I go to orders, just go have a look at this, right? If I go to orders, let's have a look here. So have a look here. So you know all of those. Where is? Yeah, all of these grids over here. So if I just scroll up all of these grids over here. As I mentioned previously, these are just buying and selling instructions. Just flick back to Binance, please, Conrad. As you can see here, the bot has actually placed all of these orders, right? So yeah. Okay, so I'm just going to go into this pair over here. So just give me a second. There we go. This pair here. I actually want to show it on the charts. If I take the trading view, and I'm also going to show your buying and selling instructions. There we go. Can you check that, Conrad?
Yes, I can.
Yeah. So these are all your buying and selling instructions. Okay.
Okay.
Fantastic. So now that's basically it. That's all that you need to do. Nothing more complicated to the procedure.
That's awesome. Wow.
Yep.
Thank you.
No problem. Okay, so I'm just gonna open up the the discussion to the rest of the team that are on the call. So is there anybody that's online that's got a question for us?
Hey, Wes.
Hey, David.
Sorry, just one thing. Maybe I missed it. But have you set a time limit for the trade to open and close, or is it just perpetual?
It's perpetual, and they literally just limit orders, right? So what you can do is, David, when you come in and cancel the bot on Bitsgap, so just go back to Bitsgap, please. When you go back to Bitsgap, scroll down for me, Bits. Scroll on. Okay, there we go. So that button that actually turns the bot off. When you cancel the bot, it actually asks you if you want to close off all your orders and cancel all your orders. Okay. So that's actually, there's no time limits. They're just there, and as the coin moves, as the currency moves, it'll basically trade according to your limits and your targets.
Okay, but you could, I mean, if you select that take profit one, you could say, listen, at 5, it'll take profit, close it all, and then you're sitting with your ETH again. Am I right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, you'll be sitting with the mixture of Ethereum. I mean, in this situation, Conrad's going to be sitting with a mixture of Cardano and Ethereum at the end of it.
Okay, but the value would be of a 5% increase or whatever the pace, whenever time.
Yeah. So like the percentage increase, I think it's pretty difficult to calculate it on the system, because you're calculating the percentage increase of two assets that are actually moving relative to each other, right? So I think it's just purely on the amount of coins that you're accumulating.
Okay, thank you.
Cool.
Where's Jay here? If I can have a question quick.
Yeah, sure.
First question is, I see you didn't discuss the stop losses. Do you activate a stop loss? And the second question is, when you do want to cash out, you're just going to stop the bot and then sell all your orders?
Well, I mean, you're going to be canceling your orders because they are orders and not positions.
All right. So you'll first of all, okay, let's discuss the stop loss. Do you ever set the stop loss on this?
There is no stop loss on this, because you're basically defining a whole lot of limit orders above and below where the currency is, right? So if there was a stop loss, you'll just stop out your current position and you'll go into the next position, if you get what I'm saying.
Okay. All right. Thanks.
Anybody else that's online that's got a question for us?
Sorry, Wes.
Hey there.
So basically it has limit orders at the bottom of the range and sell limit orders at the top of the range. So it'll buy at the bottom and sell at the top. So what happens if the bot buys at the bottom of the range and then it goes down below the range and there's no stop loss, as you said? So then it'll never sell it and you just keep going down into more loss.
Yeah. Look, that's a good point, right? So if you just go back to, just scroll up for me quickly. Go back to Bitsgap, please, Conrad. So let me just, there was actually a point here where I set up this particular bot, and there was a range that was out of range. So let me just shrink that quickly. Conrad, sorry, just take control. Yeah, I'm actually struggling to navigate here. So just, there we go. Just there, just increase the vertical size there quickly on the axis. Yeah. Okay, so Andrea, so look, the way that we've set up this grid, right? For example, if we actually had to go through this last little grid over here, quite correct. We'd open up a position, and then as it dumps, there's nothing below to catch it. So in this situation, the correct way to actually manage that would be to come here to stop the bot and then basically recenter the grid and then kick it off again. So
then you would have to monitor it every now and then.
Yeah, to a certain extent, right? To a certain extent. I mean, look, even though we're in a bull market and things are pumping up now, there are always going to be retracements. I think the retracements in a bull market, can be up to 30%. Can Ethereum go down to $800? In the period of 3 or 4 days? I would, kind of be apprehensive to say that that's impossible. But like if I look at the stats of how much it has actually pulled back over the past 6 to 8 months, I probably kind of unless it's some kind of a black swan event, like the SEC or something saying that Ethereum is illegal or something like that, then it can really tank down to a severe level. But I think the way that this particular grid is set up, I think we should have actually accounted for most of the possibilities.
Okay, thank you.
But I mean, look, again, it's like no bot is like a totally set and forget thing. In terms of bots, this is probably one of the more autonomous bots. In terms of you don't need to kind of actively watch it. But I think that maybe once or twice a week, just have a look and see if your grid is correct. If you are kind of drifting towards the edge of the grid, then you should probably stop the bot, reset the grid, and then just basically evaluate your situation.
Hello, Wes. Rowan speaking.
Hey, Rowan, how are you doing?
Fine, Wes. I use Kraken.
Mm-hmm.
Does it work pretty much the same on Kraken?
Yep. Every single exchange that I've used, when it comes to setting up an API, it's just generic. You go and set up an API. It normally asks to authenticate yourself because, as I said, the API is pretty sensitive. Then it's going to give you 2 pieces of information: the API key as well as the secret key. And there'll probably be a place on the API where you need to kind of, in fact, let me just demo this. Conrad, just click back to your Binance quickly, please. The one thing I didn't actually, just go to the API quickly section. So when you set up the API, this Bitsgap dummy, just edit restrictions. Right. So you'll see over here, Rowan, you're specifically giving this API, specific access. So in this situation, we're saying that this API can read your balance. This API can do spot and margin trading. We are not enabling withdrawals on this API. We're also not enabling the new vanilla options. We're also not enabling transfers, and we're also not enabling just margin in general. So The only thing that's going to differ from exchange to exchange are the specific restrictions on the API. But just generally, it's going to be the exact same process. Create an API, set your restrictions, save it, get your API key, get your secret key, and then connect it to Bitsgap.
Okay, thank you.
No worries.
Wes?
Cool. I'm going to take maybe just 2 more questions. Sorry, who was that?
Yeah, it's Wayne. It's Wayne, Wes.
Hey, Wayne.
Yeah, hi. I just want to check on the market volatility. Do you get messages from Bitsgap that the market is volatile? You might want to stop your bot or something, or not really?
I don't get any notifications from them. But look, obviously, as responsible investors, I'm looking at these things all the time.
Okay.
Before I even kiss my wife good morning in the morning, I'm looking and checking the price of Ethereum.
You check the news. You check to see if there's anything going on in the world that might,
Yeah, for sure. And also, do you know what's quite nice about using Binance? And obviously, I'm not kind of promoting Binance. I don't really care which exchange you guys use. But on the Binance app, right, they always give you notifications, right, about news and events. And if a coin starts to really pump, they'll say, hey, Ethereum has moved by this percentage over the past 24 hours or whatever. So I'm getting those notifications from Binance itself. But Bitsgap, I don't think Bitsgap actually kind of published that news for their users.
Maybe I'll set that up. What about exchange fees?
Binance is fairly good, to be honest with you.
Where would you find that? Where would you find information about that on the?
Yeah, I'll share the link in the Telegram group afterwards, man.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah.
One thing I wanted to ask you also when you select the pairs.
Yes. Sorry, Conrad, go to Bitsgap, please.
Cool.
Yeah.
When you so let's say we had Cardano ETH.
Yep.
So that means that your profit will come out in ETH. Is that how you read the pairs? Whatever.
Yeah. Well, your profit's actually going to come out in both of them, right?
Both of
because
them. Okay.
That's basically what you're doing. You're just taking advantage of how these things are swinging, and then you kind of trading in a way that's going to be profitable. Basically, buying low, selling high.
So it doesn't matter if it says ETH. Would they have ETH Cardano or Cardano ETH?
Well, think about it, right? If you buy low and it pumps, right, then you're accumulating more of one, and then if you sell at the top, and then if you sell at the top, and then the thing moves down, you buy at the bottom, then you're accumulating the other, right? So it's just basically a strategy to accumulate coins. Okay. That's the way that it works. As it goes up, you buy. As it goes down, you sell. So either way that you're accumulating,
Okay. And is there a good referral program on Bitsgap?
There is a referral program. I think the referral program is a percentage of the monthly subscriptions. I'll have to also share that with you. To be honest I didn't even consider it, to be honest with you.
Okay. I'm just coming back to the coins, selecting the coins.
Yes.
You said earlier that it's good to select coins that have some use value, Just a tip, just something I noticed, like in Exodus in the wallet, you can stake certain coins. So maybe you can look at those coins that are, stakeable and just.
Yeah, look, I think you've actually made a great point here. The whole DeFi space is actually finding new use cases for coins all the time, right? So, for example, right, let's use your example now, right? So Exodus, right, has got a big platform with a big audience and millions of users, right? So if they introduce a service where you can stake your coins and earn interest, right? Automatically, there's going to be a lot of activity on that coin, and the moment that there's activity in the market, the price goes up, right? Because it's demand, right? So obviously, I think the cryptocurrency industry was quite a immature and new industry in like 2017, 2015. And if I look at the type of things that cryptocurrency is being used for these days, there's so many more use cases. So I think like each day and each month, there's people coming out with new ideas about, derivatives and NFTs and all kinds of things, and insurance using cryptocurrency, and pension funds using cryptocurrency. So as time goes on, as the mainstream financial sector comes into cryptocurrency, there's just going to be more and more adoption and more use cases for cryptocurrency. So, you know, these top 25 or top 50 coins, you know, that have got really good fundamentals and strong use cases, you know, I think those are going to be the winners, you know.
Okay, cool. And just one last question on the deposit. I think you mentioned at least $500, no less than $500 to
I actually I see that the pairs on Ethereum actually require a bit more. I mean, if you scroll down here, Conrad, quickly. Scroll down a bit more. Okay, sorry, go to strategies. Look for some of the Bitcoin pairs, BTC pairs. Type in BTC. So some of the Bitcoin pairs, Wayne, are actually a bit more affordable. Like the Ethereum pairs actually ask you for a lot more money. When I actually kicked off my first coin, which was here we go, it's the one with the little icon next to it, STX BTC. When I kicked that off, it was asking for about $900, and I only had like $500. So I had to drop my grids from about 130 to about 75 or 80. So yeah, I think the Bitcoin pairs are a bit more affordable than the Ethereum pairs. And I think the reason for that is, I think, you know, even now over the last few days when Bitcoin was really pulling back, I think it pulled back to 29,000 a few days ago. At that same time, I just noticed that that Ethereum actually held its position, you know, quite well. So that means that Ethereum is actually trading in a position of strength relative to Bitcoin. So I think Ethereum is slightly more expensive relative to Bitcoin, if you get what I'm saying. So that's probably why I'm expecting the Ethereum pairs to be a bit more expensive than the Bitcoin pairs.
Okay, no worries. Thanks, man. Thank you.
No problem. Any other questions from anybody online? Anybody else? Okay, awesome, guys. Thanks so much for your time. Let me know what your experience is. I think I'm not sure if Eben is on the call, but I know Eben has been sharing some of these results in the Telegram group. But I think he was just using the Bitcoin and US dollar tether pair, which was for me was quite an amazing result, because he's got like the best cryptocurrency and he's got a good stable coin. So in terms of a strategy, whether the market is going up or market's going down, that's also a really good pair to hold. But maybe that's also a tip. You guys want to maybe consider a strategy where it's Bitcoin and a stable coin, like, you know, DAI or PAX or US or Tether, or maybe even Ethereum and a stable coin. Maybe that's also a good strategy. But I'll let you guys do your own research and due diligence. And if there's any other questions that you have, or if anything that you need me to support with, myself and David, we're always around to help. So yeah, best of luck. I hope that it works out for you guys. And yeah, please continue sharing your results and your experience in the Telegram group.
Where will we find the recording, Wes, for this?
I'll put it onto YouTube
Okay.
probably later on this evening.
Okay.
And I'll share that as soon as possible, okay?
No worries. Cheers.
Cool. Thanks so much, guys. Really appreciate it. So have a good day, and wherever you are in the world, and stay safe. Thank you.
Thank you, Wes.
Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you, Wes.
Right.
Thank you.